Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the finale of Austin Classical Guitar's 29th season. My name is Matt Hinsley. I'm Executive Director of Austin Classical Guitar, and on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to extend our warmest wishes and hopes that you and your loved ones are safe, healthy, and finding reasons to smile every single day. This 29th season has been guided by one word, and that word is together. Our team arrived at together for our theme as a culmination, actually, of a 3-year exploration around the principles of empathy and openness and listening. And that we hope would create a connection and break down barriers in our community, which is something music is really, really good at. First, this year has been a call to action to notice the space between us and also to reach out to others and foster belonging anywhere that we can. So, tonight is a big, giant celebration, and it's a chance to share beautiful things. It is coming at a really sobering time. It's coming amidst tragic occurrences in our sister cities all across the nation, with some humans acting at their absolute worst. And of course, it's coming during a global pandemic that has changed all of our lives. Um, at the same time, we're seeing new voices of leadership, new voices of vision, and we're witnessing inspiring acts of heroism every single day, especially in our healthcare community. Through it all, I have continued to be amazed by music. And for me, more than anything, I think the extraordinary things that we'll get to share with you tonight are beautiful examples, in spite of all of this turmoil and challenge, of great things that we can do when we come together. So to help us through this season finale experience, I have two very special colleagues and friends. First, I'd like to introduce Travis Markham. He has been our Director of Education since 2005, and there he is. Hey, Travis, great to see you, buddy.
Hello, thank you, Matt.
And our artistic director, Joe Williams, is with us here as well. Joe, there he is also. Great to see you, my friend.
So good to be with you.
So tonight is going to be a collage, isn't it, guys? It's going to be a collage of a couple of mostly new endeavors, some brought about by this crazy remote situation that we have been in. We have participants from 29 cities across North America that we're going to be sharing works from. And we have some great surprises along the way. At the core, of course, running through all of it is music. And that's where we're going to start right out of the gate with one of our dearest friends at Austin Classical Guitar, an old friend of ours who has brought us so much music over the years. And Joe, you reached out to Anna Vidovic recently and asked her if she might send us a greeting, and lo and behold, she did. So here we go. Let's bring Anna Vidovic to the screen, and she'll say a hello to us.
Hello, Austin Classical Guitar. This is Anna. I'm sending my warmest wishes from home to you, your entire team, and your viewers. I hope that you're staying strong, safe, and healthy, and I certainly hope to see you again soon. So all my best to you. And some music for you today. I'd like to play the Prelude from the first Cello Suite by Bach. Take care.
Oh, wow, Joe. What do you think, buddy?
Oh, it's so beautiful. So kind and generous of Anna to give a postcard to her audience here in Austin and to everybody tonight.
Wow, what a way to start the show. And, it's been, one giant pivot here in the last 10 weeks. I mean, our team has been running like crazy, and we're going to hear from them during the show. And we're going to actually see some of the tech and stuff at some point during the show tonight. Um, but it's been amazing to get to hear, be able to present Grisha in concert remotely, like we did a few weeks ago, to have Jorge Caballero join us for a watch party, and now to have this wonderful postcard from Ana Vidovic to start our 29th season finale. But that's not the only thing that has pivoted here in the last 10 weeks. And one of the things we've been doing for about 15 years here at ACG is ending our international concert season with something called ACG Fest, where we premiere a new work that's the winning composition for a composition competition we always do for that thing. So, and it's premiered by like 100 guitarists on stage at the same time. And so obviously that wasn't going to happen. So you came up with a brilliant idea, and I wonder if you might tell us a little bit about Solace, which is the piece we're going to hear next.
That's right. In January, we knew that the winner of the composition competition was Solace by this amazing young composer out of Louisiana named Brandon Carcamo. And the piece was just beautiful at that time. I think the whole team, the judges who judged this from many, many different applications or applicants, were pretty blown away just by how elegant and beautiful it was. And then two things kind of happened. Well, obviously the pandemic hit, and we knew that having 100 people from Oklahoma and Texas come and premiere this was impossible. But that piece kind of took on a new life because, as you know, solace means finding comfort during a time of distress. And I thought, well, this is something we need. This is maybe exactly what we need to make happen, regardless, despite the situation.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to all the participants we were expecting, and I also reached out to the Texas Guitar Quartet and the Austin Guitar Quartet. And I said, hey, let's make this happen. We're going to do this in a totally different way, though. And so they were wonderful to trust and jump in and dive in and do this with me. And I said, okay, this is what we'll do. I made actually a conducting video. So I made a video that they would watch and play along with and learn how to play together, because it slows down and speeds up. It's not like we just put a click track on and play along and record ourselves. And so they had to kind of spend some time to develop how the piece moved. They would record it. And then most of them on their phones. I mean, it's amazing. And then there was the invitation to say, okay, look at the spaces around you. We're all at home. We're sheltering in place. Look at the things around you that bring you solace, and take some video footage and share that with us. And so we got this just a tremendous amount of material, and Irene Henry, David Rosenblatt, Kevin Chin, this little team and I jumped in and put this all together. So what you'll hear is about 59 guitarists from San Francisco to Virginia, and you'll see a tiny window into their home. And I asked Brandon if he wouldn't mind to share a few thoughts. We had a little conversation earlier this week. And so we sat down and he shared these ideas. And immediately after that, we'll hear the premiere of Solace. Brandon, I'm so excited to be with you and to talk with you a little bit about your piece. You called it Solace. And I wonder, maybe as a starting point, you could just share what you think about when you think about the idea of solace.
Sure. Well, when I started writing this piece, I was just looking back on my life, through all the hardships that I've been through, and I was just thinking about things that kind of got me through those hardships. And then that kind of got me thinking about, like all the little things, the little moments of joy that we have in our lives that, they can really bring a sense of peace to us. They can help us feel grounded. And I think it's important for us to cherish those moments and to try our best to hold on to those moments because they can help us get through tough times. and it certainly helped for me. So
Beautiful. What a wonderful way to consider for ourselves just in general, and also a wonderful way for us to consider what we're about to experience and see and hear. Um, did your idea transform? Did your concept of solace change or deepen once we kind of entered this new pandemic world that we're in?
yeah, absolutely. I think it definitely did deepen. You know, we're because me personally, my family and I, we were affected by COVID-19. So you know, we all pulled through, thankfully. You know, so I feel like I have a greater appreciation for all the little things now. You know, just being with family, taking a long walk, reading a good book. You know, it definitely has a deeper meaning to me. So, and everybody's experiencing this on a global level. So I think that a lot of people can relate to this idea. You know.
Wow. Is there anything else you'd like to share for anybody who's going to experience your piece for the very first time, or any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with our audience?
I just like to say, you know, just stay positive. You know, we're all getting through this together. You know, one day at a time. I know it can be hard for a lot of people to experience this, but we just take it one day at a time. We'll pull through.
Thank you so much, Brandon. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to listen.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for having me.
So that was Solace by Brandon Carcamo, performed by the Texas Guitar Quartet, Austin Guitar Quartet, and about 51 other guitarists from across the nation.
What a beautiful piece. As Matt mentioned earlier, we're going to hear from a few ACG staff members tonight, just giving you a few of their words and thanks. And we're going to start off with three wonderful people, staff members, valued parts of this family. James, Justice, and Jen are going to say hello to us.
Hey everybody, April and Cecilia and I just want to wish you all a safe and healthy and wonderful summer, and we can't wait to see you again soon.
Greetings, this is Justice Phillips, Operations Associate at Austin Classical Guitar. I just wanted to say thank you for all the support and love from all of our ACG family during these unprecedented times. And I wanted to extend that and ask that we all try to help those who need it most right now during these times. And most importantly, for everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, y'all. Bye.
I'd like to give a heartfelt shout out to all of our volunteers. Throughout the year, they are a key part of almost every ACG event. I certainly couldn't do my job without all of you. And as our live concerts have become virtual, they have continued to join us each and every week as we bring music not just to Austin, but to the world. I miss y'all.
So the next piece we're going to hear is called Alone Together, and it comes from a concert called Together. And this concert in January was basically the centerpiece of our season. It was also the culmination of over a year of work engaging with individuals in our community. And we asked them to share their thoughts and ideas and stories about belonging and about isolation. And we created a concert experience around these ideas. We commissioned Russell Pinkston, the brilliant composer and professor emeritus from UT Austin, to create a piece in response to these concepts. So next, we'll see a performance from the premiere of Alone Together, featuring Jennifer Choi, Isaac Bustos, Alejandro Montiel, and Jessica Valls.
Wow, what a wonderful piece. I know that was the quartet's was one of their favorites of that entire production. And what a beautiful project to be a part of for me throughout that entire year. But I think we're going to pivot a little bit here, Joe, and hear from some high school students from here in Austin who've put together a project for us.
That's right. We're going to hear from members of the Austin Classical Guitar Youth Orchestra, which is a local ensemble of audition kids from all over our city. And when we could no longer create music together, we started looking for ways to create music, and they really ran with this. I'll let them introduce the next piece, but I do want to share that everything you hear was made by them and shaped by them. So the recording, the engineering, the video, the concept, and it's pretty extraordinary. So here is Linux, Zara, and Iris introducing the ACGYO's recreation of Malagueña.
Hi, I'm Lennox. I did all the audio engineering for this piece, and basically the story behind it is that all our ACGYO plans got canceled for obvious reasons, including our tour and premiering 2 phenomenal pieces and just playing together in general. So we were all pretty dejected. So a few weeks into our Zoom workshop rehearsals, Dr. Joe was like, what if we took a basic ensemble piece and had everyone record themselves playing along to it, but gave them free rein to make whatever variations they wanted, and then we put it all together.
Hi, my name is Zara Terrazas Graham, and I was in charge of filming all the footage for the video and creating the art piece. For the video, I explained to my closest friends, family, and neighbors that we had all collaborated on this beautiful piece, Malagueña, and I asked them to just kind of dance and express how they felt when they listened to the song, and I got some really beautiful results, and that's where I got my video. And for the art piece, I wanted something really warm-colored, happy, and light, and because our theme this year was togetherness, I wanted to incorporate that word into my art.
I'm Iris. This project was a way for the ACGYO to come together since, we haven't been able to do that the way that we're used to lately. I tried to reflect that in the video, which uses shots from people in Zara's community dancing together separately in a sort of afternoon walk type sequence, which I know is a habit that a lot of us have picked up recently.
So without further ado, this is our remix of Travis Markham's Malagueña.
Oh my goodness, what an incredible treat to hear and see what those young people came up with. The art, the video, the music, it's just, I was crying the first time I saw that. I managed to stay composed this time though. Wow. So we have talked a little bit about the pivots in terms of concert presentation online, and we've talked a little bit about getting some people playing together in our ensembles. But Travis, you and your team in education have had a whole different set of considerations here with all of the teachers around the nation that look to you and all of the for leadership in terms of the curriculum that ACG provides and the training and just ideas in this situation that nobody could anticipate. And so you've been doing a lot of work with a whole lot of teachers, and your team's been working amazingly to help teachers to pivot. But there's a piece in particular that you wrote quite quickly called "Everything Changes at Once," and we're going to hear it here in a moment for the very first time. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Certainly. So, as everyone knows, in mid-March, schools worldwide were shut down. Uh, it was a jarring, confusing experience for young people everywhere, and for teachers as well. We did a number of roundtable discussions and just really trying to find solutions very quickly to find ways for teachers to connect with their students. And at that time, we really had to do some soul searching and ask ourselves, what is education right now in general? What's important right now? And what we came up with collectively is we wanted to create some sense of normalcy for our musicians, our guitar students, by giving them an opportunity to get on their guitar, play the instrument, express themselves through music in a way that they could be successful on their own at their home. But possibly more importantly, we wanted to give these students a chance to tell us how they feel in this moment, to express the confusion and the trauma and the joy and everything that's going on right now for our community. And the product, what came out of that, is really, in my opinion, a statement to what's most important, we believe, during this time, which is listening to each other and being together. And so that first day that school was canceled, I began writing a piece called "Everything Changes at Once." And it's made up of 13 separate ostinatos, which are just little bits of music that students can play and record on their own. Also, students had the opportunity to take photos around their environment to show us the things that they're seeing. They also found sounds. So they would record things around their environment. It might be a cat purring, or it might be their baby brother crying in the distance, something that was beautiful or intriguing for them. Um, and then they answered questions, interview style. They told us the things that were bringing them hope in this time, the way that they feel, the things that they're scared of. And so everything changes at once is really a multimedia experience built from hundreds and hundreds, close to 700 submissions from students all across the country and Canada. It's their music, it's their eyes, it's their ears, and it's their voices. And I know many are watching right now from the 36 programs that participated in this project. And we're just so proud of your contribution and so happy that we could be together in this way. So, this is the world premiere of "Everything Changes at Once."
I honestly don't know how to feel about all of this.
אני מקווה שבידוד יסתיים בזמן הקרוב.
I thought I was independent, but I guess I'm not because I'm falling apart without being around everyone and depending on everyone, and I miss them so much.
Most of all, I actually miss being able to smile at someone and to see their smile back wherever
Music
I
is
go.
a way that I can get through this time because it really helps me just not focus on what is happening right now. Just my place where I can play and I
Away
learn,
from
and
all
it
this
makes me feel
craziness.
like nothing has changed because music is the normal for me. So
One day it's going to be over, sooner or later.
que me dé alegría en este momento es poder pasar más tiempo tocando la guitarra.
I have lost a lot of sleep.
I feel very lonely
And isolated.
been hanging out
I don't see many people outside
by
my house
myself a
anymore.
lot lately, so there's that.
Playing music just for an hour and a half each day just gives me that 1 hour to myself just to forget everything that's going on.
I'm afraid of the world ending so quickly. I'm scared that I will lose all my friends and families without getting at least a last chance to see them.
This moment in time is something that you really can't get back.
And I've learned during all of this that I'm an okay person with just being myself and not being with anyone else, and just learning about myself and being me.
If I know I'm doing this for other people and helping them, and this is the best I can do, then I'm okay with that. I'm not angry or sad about it. I'm just if this is what I have to do, then
I'm hopeful that when we do return to our normal life, we will appreciate each other more, have a stronger sense of community, and a deeper, meaningful understanding of life and how to live that life.
Wow. Just such a moving piece. And thank you to all the students for sharing themselves with us. Just beautiful. Yeah. So I would love to introduce to you one of my favorite people in the world, the best teacher I know by far, and my close personal colleague and friend for the last 12 years, Jeremy Osborne. Welcome.
Thank you, Travis. And honestly, I wish I would have kind of seen that before we did the live stream, because I wanted to surprise myself tonight, but it's taken me a second just to kind of pull myself together here. It was just so moving and so hopeful, and such a contrast from where we started when this project began. But yeah, it's I'm blown away. I'm so happy for everyone's contribution, and it's such a beautiful work. I think this kind of mimics a little bit of what I'd like to talk about. As some of you may not know, that I run all of the programs that we have in juvenile detention. So we have a program in Gardner Betts, which is here in Travis County, here in Austin, Texas, where we see the kids every day for credit, and they perform and play and are held to the same standards as any of our other programs. This year, we started a program in the next county up, Williamson County, part of Georgetown ISD, and just the same sort of program. So we expanded it, and had a beginning class that started back in the beginning of January. And myself, like so many of my colleagues, we went from a place of familiarity and routine to a completely foreign situation with nothing but uncertainty. And for me personally, it was just a scary adjustment. As anybody that teaches music knows, that these wonderful platforms that hold us all together, that allow us to still interact as best as we can, are completely inadequate for like playing music live, or so that a teacher that relies on teaching in an ensemble format can no longer do that. So you take the idea of this, and then working with some kids that sometimes are a little tricky to build their motivation. And I was just honestly dreading when we started getting ready to start teaching online. And before we went to spring break, those kids were at the point where I introduced them to their first solo. Pretty simple stuff. And then we broke for spring break, not realizing that we weren't going to come back. And then it took about 2 weeks for the amazing team up at Williamson County to kind of get everything online and work with me to be able to continue the program in this situation. But I still was just not looking forward to what I was about to walk into. And the very first day that we started back, pulled up my computer, opened it up, and one of the gentlemen that I work with there had just learned his entire solo from end to end in the time that we weren't together. And for me personally, I went from so much trepidation and just really unmotivated to do this, to just being so inspired in just an instant. And we often talk about how this type of instruction is successful because we meet the students where they're at. This definitely was a moment where a student met me where I was at. And it completely changed the trajectory of what we were able to accomplish. And I just wish you could hear what this kid was doing now. But fortunately, the folks at Williamson County were able to get us a videotape of this young man playing this piece, which sometimes is hard to do, to be able to share media from these kids. But we were able to do it, and I hope you guys find it as inspiring as I did. This is a young man from Williamson County Juvenile Detention, and he's playing Legend, arranged by Matt Hensley.
Oh my goodness, how moving is that? And what an extraordinary performance again. We actually did a watch party a couple of weeks ago on the juvenile justice program. And if you're interested in that program and you didn't get a chance to watch it, we interviewed a judge from Travis County, and we interviewed a handful of different people involved in the program at different levels. It's a wonderful, deep insight into the incredible work that Jeremy Osborne does, and the effects, the impacts that it has on the kids, and the impacts that it has on us when we get to see it. So just go to our website, austinclassicalguitar.org, if you'd like to see that whole show, and go to our watch parties page, and you'll see that beautiful show. But in the course of preparing for that show, I interviewed the director of the facility there in Williamson County, the director of juvenile services for Williamson County, Mr. Scott Matthew. And he is an inspiring person with a really beautiful vision for what they would like to do to help kids get back out and get into a healthy space. And he's been really wonderful to work with for our team, and very supportive of guitar. And so in the course of interviewing him, he said something interesting. He said he was so grateful when he would walk through the facility and see our teachers working with the kids there. And he said that one of his musical heroes is Texas and American music legend and award-winning songwriter, Hall of Fame songwriter, Ray Wiley Hubbard. And Ray Wiley Hubbard had a quote that inspired Mr. Matthew. And that quote was along the lines of, any day that I keep my gratitude greater than my expectations is a good day. And so after I got off the interview with Mr. Matthew, there was a brief moment where I thought, gosh, it'd be fun to see if we could reach out and try and get in touch with this music legend, Ray Wiley Hubbard, and see what he has to say about gratitude. Turns out we did. And we're going to go ahead and hear what he has to say right now.
Well, my name is Ray Wiley Hubbard. As you can probably tell, I'm not a classical guitar guy. That's why I have so much respect for what you guys are doing. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to say I really am proud of you. It's a very difficult time we're going through right now, but the way we're going to get through it is together, and by staying together and seeing what we can contribute to each other's lives, and what you guys are doing with your music that contributes to life. And the days that I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, I have really good days. So gratitude and togetherness is going to get us through this.
Thank you so much, Ray. Wow, what a beautiful statement, and what a treasure. We're so glad that was able to come together. There has been an extraordinary amount of work in the last 10 weeks to create the online concert experiences that we have had through our Up Close online series. And I have to say, some of you watching have been asking if we would continue to do these online concerts, even in a future when we don't have to, because they've been a big hit. Well, a lot has gone into making them possible. And there's two people in particular who have really worked hard on this project, and they are Jess Griggs and Eric Pearson on our team. So we wanted to give you a little bit of insight into them and the kind of work that they're doing.
Hey guys, my name is Jess Griggs, and I'm ACG's Director of Community and Music Engagement. Usually, I'm behind the computer during our live streams, monitoring chats or doing some Zoom stuff to make the live stream go, along with Eric Pearson. And I really want to take the time to say thank you to our audience that has shown up the last couple weeks during this crazy time of COVID. Your guys' support really makes this special and really makes what we're doing with the live streams all that much better. And I hope that you enjoy our 29th season finale, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the 2020-2021 season. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric Pearson. I'm the Director of Curriculum at Austin Classical Guitar, and also lately I've been doing a lot of our work with transitioning to remote teaching and also online live events and performances. So I'm going to show a little bit about what we've been doing and all the people it takes in the background to make these things happen. So I have my usual setup here, working on video editing, and we actually have our performance coming up in about 25 hours, and so I'm just getting ready for that final performance tomorrow on May 30th.
Wow. Well, there's a quick peek into the kinds of things that Eric, our director of curriculum, has had to pivot to here in the last 10 weeks. And Jess Griggs, our director of music and community engagement, has had to pivot to in the last 10 weeks. And what a sprint it's been. But let's look at one of the results of all of that work. We've been doing these concerts called Online Up Close. And one of the beautiful concerts we just had featured Tony and Camille on guitar and violin. So we're going to hear two pieces from that performance produced by Eric and Jess and the whole crew.
Hidden treasure floating down the river below, many lost at sea. Oh, but there's one washing up at your door, begging to be free. I'd rather not say. Wanna keep it that way, all to myself. Hidden secrets, the good, the bad, the ugly, pretty or sad, all locked up in a box. Yeah, and I'm the only one with the answer and the key. There's no need, no need, no need to read the room. I'd rather not say. Wanna keep it that way, all to
Oh, wow. Gosh, it's good to hear those two play again. What a beautiful performance they gave us. That was from our Up Close Online show from a couple of weekends ago, Tony and Camille. And, 21 years ago, we started a community ensemble program. And we actually have members of our adult community ensemble today that were in that first year in 1999 when it began. What we're going to hear next is a beautiful performance of Amazing Grace that was done by our community ensembles after all of this separation started. And the director of that program is Tony of Tony and Camille, Tony Mariano. He's a wonderfully talented teacher and director, beautiful human being. And as you can see from what you just heard, a fantastic guitar player as well. But in this case, we're going to see Tony as a leader and helping along the community ensemble to create a absolutely beautiful expression of togetherness despite our distance between us. Here's Amazing Grace. Wow, that just makes me so happy, and I hope it makes you happy too. We are coming close to the end of our show. Before we get there, we're going to hear a greeting from two more of our treasured staff members. And I just have to say, I feel so fortunate to get to work with the team that I get to work with here at Austin Classical Guitar. And we've heard from a bunch of team members so far tonight, but we haven't yet heard from Siad Wells and Karen Gallant. And so here's a greeting from both of them.
Hello, everyone. My name is Siad Wells, and I am the Development Associate here at Austin Classical Guitar. I just wanted to take a moment to say hi and to also share with you a note that I received the other day. And it reads, "During this time, I cannot ignore the great loss that has come into my life over these past few months. And yet, for me, ACG has continued to be a source of happiness and togetherness. The weekly watch parties and online concerts have been filled with great laughter and joy. And for that, all I can say is thank you. So thank you to ACG for all that you do. May your light continue to shine brightly throughout the world." And I just want to say again to all of you watching from wherever you are, thank you so much for your support. We are so, so grateful that we've been able to continue to be together in this way during this time. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Director of Operations for Austin Classical Guitar, and I just wanted to wish you a wonderful summer. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for finding the joy together in all these changes that have been going on. And I don't know about you, but there's been some really beautiful things amidst these changes, and of course hardships too. And so I hope that you all have a wonderful evening, that you enjoy the rest of the program, and that you all stay safe. Bye-bye.
Oh, golly, so much talent. I can't stand it. Travis and Joe, we are coming up on our very last piece of the evening. What a journey we have been on tonight. Joe, you got any last thoughts before we play our last tune?
Yeah, I just can't help but marvel at the people that we've seen tonight and the people who are with us. I think it's amazing that humans so deeply need to make beauty, and I feel like so privileged to be a part of sharing that and sharing it with them and sharing it with you. I love that there's some very young people making beautiful things and some not so young people making some beautiful things, and there's so many different ways that we're making beautiful things. And I saw in the comments, Rich shared a comment which said, "Thank you, I needed this," and I have to say I needed this too.
Yeah,
and it's a total joy.
Wow. Trav, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, well, watching all this, I'm reminded of that first concert on our international series this year. And Joe and I did a pre-concert talk where we were explaining the concept of Together and really what this year has all been about. And in that talk, we asked people to notice each other and to take the opportunity to smile, to speak to people, to listen, to just be with people. And I think not knowing what the future held, I'm so grateful to have had that intention through these months and through this time. And I'm so grateful to continue to be able to feel that warmth in the way that we do. So I'm remembering the year, and I'm grateful for it.
Wow, thank you, Trav. Well, our last piece is "Those Were the Days, My Friends," and this is the only thing that isn't from this year. We're actually going to end with a piece that's from a little while ago, but it just seemed like the right time to share this. So a couple of years ago, we ended our long-running monthly series at the Cactus Cafe at the University of Texas. And it seemed appropriate to do something special that got lots of people together and was an audience participation opportunity as well to really end that evening. And that's how we're going to go out of this one. And so in some ways, this is a song that really looks back and looks fondly at that chapters that have finished behind us, and of course also opens the door for us to the future. And I think all of us feel sort of in that place right now as well. We've been through a lot, and we are ready to strike out and build the next beautiful thing and choose beauty in every moment that we have an opportunity to make that choice. So this is "Those Were the Days" from a couple years ago at the Cactus Cafe. Feel free to sing along at home if you want, and I'll be back for a quick goodbye after that. So we've almost rehearsed this once, and so this is going to be our second time doing that. And we were at a staff meeting about a week and a half ago and trying to figure out how we were going to end this night. And this idea came out, and nobody had a better one. So the important thing for you all to know about this particular song is that this is a sing-along. And I imagine you'll know when it's time to join us. So I guess we'll do this, huh?
Once upon a time there was a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two. Remember how we laughed away the hours, and think of all the great things we would do. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and the life we choose, we'd find and never lose, for we were young and sure to have our way. La 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 Those were the days, oh yes, those were the days. Just tonight I stood before the tavern. Nothing seemed the way it used to be. In the glass I saw a strange reflection. Was that lonely person really me? Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever. The life we choose, we fight and never lose, for we were young and sure to have our way. La 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 Those were the days, oh yes, those were the days. Through the door there came familiar laughter. I saw your face and heard you call my name. Oh, my friend, we're older, but no wiser. For in our hearts the dreams are still the same. Those were the days, my friend, when thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever. The life we choose, we fight and never lose, for we were young and sure to have our way. La la
Oh my goodness, those were the days indeed. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. That is our show for this evening, our 29th season finale here at Austin Classical Guitar. We'll be dark for a little while after this. The team's going to take a break, and we're going to do a bunch of rebuilding here in the next little while. But we'll still produce a few things over the summer. We've got some tricks up our sleeve and lots of big, beautiful plans for next year as well. But do reach out to us anytime for any reason. We would love your feedback. We want your ideas. And if you just need somebody to talk to, seriously, that's what we're here for. I would like to thank all the artists on tonight's show: Ana Vidovich, Jenny Choi, Alejandro Montiel, Isaac Bustos, Jessica Valls, Tony and Camille, Karen Gallant, the young man from Williamson County, Ray Wiley Hubbard, the Austin Guitar Quartet, Texas Guitar Quartet, our youth and community ensembles, and participants from all across the country. I'd like to thank our artistic director, Joe Williams. I'd like to thank our education director, Travis Markham. And the composers, Travis Markham, Russell Pinkston, Brandon Carcamo. Our production team includes Irene Henry, Jess Griggs, Jordan Walsh, Woody Harrison, Kevin Chin, Arlen Neidham, David Rosenblatt, and Todd Waldron. Our production lead is Eric Pearson. I'd like to thank our key staff: Jeremy Osborne, Jen Bamberg, Karen Gallant, Siad Wells, Salvador Garcia, James Fidlon, and Justice Phillips. Thanks to our board of directors, with President Jacqueline Rickson, our business advisory council led by John Henry McDonald, our many, many treasured volunteers, and all of you, our wonderful supporters. It takes all of us together to make great things. So on behalf of everybody here at ACG, I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope you have a wonderful summer.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks as always for being with us.
Goodbye and take care.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great summer, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for being with us.
Bye, everyone. Have a great summer.
Happy summer to our ACG family.
Bye, y'all.